Imagine, if you will, you've been searching for that perfect home. You're looking for something on the hill in Seal Beach, and hey, let's face it, those don't come up for sale very often. You find one that's going to work, you write a strong offer with the advice of your real estate agent, and as expected, you're one of 3 parties that get countered back. Except the first term on the counter offer says property being sold as is. What's that supposed to mean? I mean, is there something wrong with the house? Are you taking some kind of crazy risk buying this as-is property? I mean, you know, your real estate agent tries to explain it's nothing to worry about, but yet, you know, you understand they only get paid if the deal goes through. So as much as you like and trust them, you want to figure, what does this as-is mean? And should you touch this or not? Well, I'll explain, and we'll look at it from both the buyer's and the seller's perspective. Now that you know it's already as is, you may be asking, why is that even in there? Well, we'll address that in a minute. Right now, let's start off with 10 points that we can unpack as to what this actually means, this as is, and how the procedure works. Number 1, selling as is means the seller is not under any obligation to make any sort of repairs or modifications as a condition of going through with the sale. Number 2, the only exception would be any sort of statutory requirements like strapping in the water heater, for example. Number 3, the property must remain in essentially the same condition as when the agreement was made. Number 4, the buyer still has the right to do a home inspection. The default time is 17 days, and of course that can be changed as part of the purchase agreement. Number 5, if the buyer learns or discovers something during the inspection period, they still have the right to make a request for repairs. Number 6, the seller does not have the right to cancel just because a request for repairs was made. However, the seller is under no obligation to make that repair just because the buyer requested it. Number 7, if the buyer finds the seller's response to their request for repairs unacceptable, the buyer has the right to walk away from the transaction. Number 8, the buyer cancels before the investigation contingency is removed, the buyer gets their good faith deposit back, and the seller can go pursue selling to a different buyer. Number 9, however, if something was discovered during the investigation period, like a faulty foundation or a cracked sewer line, now the seller needs to disclose it to any future buyers that may come along. And number 10, at the end of the day, both the buyer and the seller are motivated to work something out and be reasonable. So now you can see every property is really sold as is, and there's a whole process to work through it as things are discovered. So why on earth would a seller ever have sold as is in their counteroffer? Well, there's a couple reasons I can think of. One would be the seller doesn't really understand how the process works. The other is they're trying to communicate they are not willing to make any repairs during escrow, and there could be a couple reasons for that. One is that they've got an abundance of offers, or they maybe don't have the ability to do so. Either way, whether you're a buyer or a seller, this is a strategic decision that you should further discuss with your real estate agent. And please, don't confuse this with legal advice. You should consult an actual attorney for legal advice. We hope this helps you understand the concept of as is in regards to a real estate transaction. Of course, the Mike Dunfee Group is happy to discuss this or any other real estate related matter with you anytime. Please feel free to reach out. And also, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. If there's some topics you'd like us to address, please put it in the comment section below and we'd be happy to help. and we're looking forward to making more in this series. Thanks a lot.